Hey everyone, today I am doing a Let's Play on Farm Manager 2021 and the harvest scenario. So for the harvest scenario, it's pretty simple. They want, vaguely speaking, 21k of barley, oats, rye, sorghum, and wheat. But to make this, of course, a challenge, they start you with like no money. They start you with an ostrich farm, a silo, a house for people, crappy roads, and a garage with a jankety combine, which is not what you need in the beginning. So the roads are, of course, 100% optional, and there is absolutely no need to rebuild them right away. However, you can't upgrade the roads for reasons I don't understand. You have to rebuild them. So be careful not to destroy your stuff. And, like, you know, your ostrich farm, your electrical, or your silo. Not that I've done that. But, and I'm going to start, because I have no farm equipment, I have no parking, not really, and I have no money, I am going to start with fish farms and ostrich farms. We're not actually going to even get into farming probably for the most part in the first year. I might have enough money to prep my stuff ahead of time, but it is not my life goal in this case to do much beyond critters for the first year. Let's speed this up. I'm going to go ahead and buy some ostriches. And I am going to go ahead and feed them organic food. They're not 100% happy. They're not going to be 100% happy. I don't care. In the beginning, it is more important for me to get them up and running than to feed them expensive food. And the sunflowers are more expensive, so sorry. But to start out, I will be growing organic critters. And I'm going to keep 1,000 of all of my foodstuffs in at once. So in that case, it's going to be corn, sorghum, and soya. And the reason I am doing specifically fish farms and ostriches are because, one, they're good money, and two, I can feed them the same stinking stuff, which is huge for startup because I don't have a lot of startup capital. So I want stuff to automatically buy and sell without me having to think significantly about it, because that takes time and energy. Okay, so for fish, I'm, as I said, going to grow the trout because I can feed them the same exact thing. Eventually I'll go ahead and get them rye too, but until I have some money coming in regularly, sorry fishies, sorry ostriches, you're just out of luck. You can be mostly happy. And isn't that what we really want in life, is to be mostly happy? I don't know. But these organic fish are expensive to feed when I get into other stuff. Actually, the fish aren't so bad. The rye is not terribly expensive. But the sunflowers are. I'm not going to lie. What's your problem? What are you lacking? Oh, yes. And, of course, the other reason for my ostrich farming is because of the very simple reason that I want to produce my own manure. And the eggs sell pretty well. My first thing is going to be to train is takes 3 days, and it's going to be breeding farmers, and that's just because it increases the rate of my milk, eggs, etc. So eggs. And the other thing it does is it's going to allow me to whoa! Don't feed them. Okay. That about went poorly. You're right. You're right. Okay. No starving fish. That makes people unhappy. Me and my workers. And we're going to go ahead and put some decorations in. Let's make our people happy, and hopefully they won't starve my fish. What do you want? You don't have the right warehouse. Okay. I do need to build a warehouse. Oh, right. I don't have enough money. But let's go ahead and sell this combine that is jankety and costs so much to stink and get moving that you might as well just buy or lease a new one. Because 240,000 didn't work for me as far as a repair cost. I will need one later. I might lease it. Depends on how my profitability is going. And my fish will be happy once I get them going. But as you can see, these things multiply fast. And you know why they're better than ostriches? Why? Because they don't require a vet to get a new fish. They just know how to reproduce. Ostriches apparently do not. They cost money to reproduce. Specifically, to reproduce your ostriches, when they tell you you can, it'll cost, vaguely speaking, about $1,800. Whereas to buy them costs $2,600. Alright, so let's get some edumacation going. And we are going to do this so we start reducing the cost of what we're building. And we're going to start here. And the other nice part is reduces the price of machines by 10%. That's a lot when your combine costs 300 grand. But now, the other bonus, we can grow large ostriches. So my goal is to get 3 large ostrich farms and 3 fish farms. Our fish farms are moving, they're happy, and now we can work on things like, you know, making money. Life goals. Life goals. So this ostrich farm is not going to last nearly as long as my other ones. Because, well, I want the bigger ostrich farm. This fits 10, this fits 30. Look at the footprint. There's just no reason to not have that. Let's see. We're gonna do some training. Aha! Here we go. Breeding. Call the vet. 1,820 for an extra ostrich or 2,600. We'll take this one. As often as possible. But I'm not going to lie here. My goal is to actually buy as many ostriches as possible and fill up my farm as fast as possible so that... Oh, hey. Let's move some ostriches. Let's move 4 of them. Did I move them to the wrong place? Nope. But yes, I want to buy my ostriches just to fill up this and make a higher profit faster. Yeah, that's my whole reason. Because the faster I do that, the faster I can get my farms up, my other infrastructure in, such as my parking lots, because it takes 3 parking lots, well, 2 parking lots and this garage, for the minimum number of items I require to farm my fields. And since it's 5 fields, I kind of want extras. And by starting up with the animals first, which are far more profitable than the fields, it helps me get things going a little bit faster. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and continue buying ostriches and selling eggs and fish. And then we will move on to fields. Okay, here's one thing that's going to happen, or probably will happen, is, I don't know if you saw it, but I briefly went into the red. That's about what it's going to be. Briefly. At which point it will tell you you're going to go bankrupt in a couple months. Or you're going to lose if you're bankrupt in a couple of months. Another thing, too, is if you're trying to read the dates, if you're from the United States, chances are it might be a little confusing because they have it as day of the month, and then year. We typically write everything as month, day, year. But in this case, that's not the way it works. So just keep in mind, right now, for example, if you look up here, it is June 5th of 2021, not May 6th. So, and here this kind of also displays how the cost difference is. It's $1,820 to call the vet and get a new ostrich, or $2,600 to buy one. We're going to implement the whole buy as many ostriches as possible and breed as many as possible, because we want our income to go up as fast as possible so that we can do things like, I don't know, move on. Because the goal is really just to do the scenario, not to get too crazy with the other stuff. And if I'm just playing, I'm not gonna lie, I go a little crazy and it happens. And as you can see from the fish are smart enough to reproduce on their own, and we already have like 50 of them in pretty much all the containers. It goes pretty fast. Okay, when the monthly expenses come in, this is probably what it's closer to going to look like, at negative 14,000 or whatever. However, it takes like no time at all to get through that. Like, here you go, here it shows. Like, if I am still negative on 830, then I will lose the game. But it's not going to even take me like a month to get back in the black. Ah! Fire! Play. Alright, whoever's the pyro, you need to be fired. Do not burn down my stuff. Oh no! No! Alright, I have to wait for like 3,000 before I can like do things like fix my house. I can see if I have anything to sell. I don't really. It's a bummer. Okay, because my house burnt down, I literally had to sell a couple ostriches to fix my house so that my people would do things like put eggs in the warehouse. It's not that they weren't producing them anymore. They just weren't working. So that was unfortunate. But it could be worse. I'm just gonna hope I don't have one of those games now where they start stuff on fire like every single time I turn my back. It's happened. I had one game where I had like 8 fires. It was like the fisheries. The thing surrounded by a lake kept burning down. It's like, these are brand new buildings? Who is building this? Need more building code. Come on, people. There we go. I need another house, too. So, my next goal is to buy a house. So I just have to wait for my money for that, and then we should be okay. Okay, we have finally made it to the point where we can buy another house and we can fill up that ostrich farm. And then we're going to start saving up to buy our parking spots. Because I would like to get the fields built, plowed, etc. before winter. Because it makes the harvest go much faster the next year. And hooray, we can build a parking spot. Now, I could start buying my stuff now, but I find it easier to build a field first. So, we're going to go ahead and keep on keeping on until I have enough money to build a big field, at which point we'll start. I'll show you how I buy, or prefer to buy, my farm equipment. I have it memorized by now, but there's an easy way and a harder way. Neither way is particularly hard. Okay, good news. We have enough to buy a field. Or, I guess, the size of field I would prefer. Now, I'm going to build the biggest field I can because of how much or how many crops we need. But, as you can see, it costs, and I do have one discount, I think, but it costs 13,520 to build a big field. Bigger than it. And I am leaving space for roads. That's really a personal preference. Now, another important thing here is for this scenario, we're not growing organic. I also don't want to pay for fertilizer, so let's do that. Now, I've got 2 of these built, so let's go oats. Change everything to fertilizer. For buying equipment, I find it easier to have your farm set up and then go ahead and start buying what you need. Because then you can just click on it and you get exactly what you need when you need it, in theory. So, for example, let's go ahead and, I know that we can't afford the tractor, so let's go ahead and buy the lily plow. And we're going to put it in the garage. Now, if you want to just manually search for these, that's plenty easy too. I'm broke. Gotta wait for some more money. Unfortunately, that did not take long. I don't have anything on here. Okay, so let's do rye. I know, I don't have. Yeah, I cannot build a farm at this point with the time I have, because most of my crops take 120 days, which is fine. No money. And for our final field, wheat, I think. Wheat? Yep, wheat. The other thing is, there are 5 fields here. That's a lot of fields. I like to have a couple tractors and a couple of other stuff. Just because that way nobody is waiting significantly long periods of time to obtain, you know, the whole space thing. Or time to get everything moving. Because farming is time sensitive. Wait, do you really have a power problem? Nope. Okay. Yeah, because now all I need is a tractor and a combine. And I'm going to wait till I can afford the tractor. Tractors are expensive. Alright, and because I can now afford a tractor, I'm going to hire somebody who can use that tractor. And this person right here is like the best person because she not only does machines, she does plants. And what are we working with here on a field? Machines and plants. So let's go ahead and buy a tractor. Buy. There we go. Now my one little person will work on making everything work. She'll get the plowing and manure and yada yada yada. I'm gonna go ahead and buy my last couple of ostriches. Wait, why is that one full first? Alright. That one must have had more breeding opportunities. So, the things that I want two of are tractors, sprayers, waterer. Because seriously, they care. They all seem to want to have their work done at the same exact time. Oh, and one of them, I know I need a different piece of equipment. I need a, yep, precision seeder. So I may have actually required 3 parking spots, not 2. No, this is my second one. We're good. I'm not crazy. Not this time. And I'll probably buy my combine after winter because I might be able to afford it then. We will see. Okay, I have another building I'm going to go ahead and build now. I don't need it until I actually have a harvest because I just don't. But I will have straw. So I need to build an actual warehouse. Well, a barn, excuse me. A barn. What are you short on? Cultivator. Okay, it's being used somewhere else. So, yeah. We're back to waiting. Good news! Before the frost has even hit, I can buy my combine. Yay. Alright. It takes up 6 slots, so there we go. I am ready. I am ready for my crops. I could probably also diversify a little bit more since I have plenty of money. Oh, winter is here. So, the nice part about winter is I can skip it. And I'm going to. And it'll show me at the end I will have a balance of $483,000. Ostriches and fish are lucrative. So let's do more production. Because honestly, I have lots of money and yeah, no real expenditures. We'll hire some seasonal workers. I don't know that we need them, but whatever. Why not? Oh, hey. Okay, I can afford this, so I'm gonna do it. Let's see. There we go. I'm gonna do a frozen fish factory. Now, that means that I need to do things like change my trade. And so if I have over 10,000 fish, I will do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and hire some more people. I need manufacturing. What do we got? What do we got? 1379. We'll hire you. And then we will train you up. I don't remember remember how many people I can have. I think it's 4. We'll find out. Yep, it's 4. So I'll hire some more people, but for now, we are going to make frozen fish. Specifically frozen trout, since that's what we have. Because frozen trout sell way better than not frozen trout. For example, let's go ahead and look for trade, add frozen trout. Sell above 0. Now, let's go ahead and like just look at the difference here. Trout. Oops, we're doing bio. Yep. 5.73 per kg or 61.10 kg for what? Farm bucks. Farm bucks. So, yeah, frozen fish are profitable. Let's go hire a couple more manufacturers if we can. You're manufacturing. And you're manufacturing. Wait. There. You're 14. You're 13. We'll do you. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just train her up. I don't know if machines matter or not. Okay. And I am convinced that they will be able to get the trout to the warehouse fast enough. So, I'm not going to concern myself. No, it hasn't changed. Here we go. Trout. Try that again. Because I don't have any cherries. I do not have any orchards. But I do have trout. Now, we wait for our fields. And we have seasonal workers. I don't know what they're doing, but whatever. Okay, I've run into this before too. Because this will say Ostrich 1, I do not have the right warehouse, and it'll tell you, fortunately, manure. So, I am going to go ahead and, I don't want to build another one. I don't really need it. I don't need that much manure. So I'm going to go ahead and add a trade item, manure, and I'm going to sell anything above, 15,000. That way, it'll just sell it. And I don't have to worry about it. And what it doesn't sell, it can still use in the fields. But if I had more fields, I would probably just build another manure facility, but I don't really need it, so meh. I'm handling it this way. Again, have I mentioned how much I love the trade option that just takes care of everything for me? We also have enough money, so I'm going to go ahead and add sunflowers to my ostriches and rye to my fishies. Don't know that I need more fish, but yeah, whatever. Alright, let's buy 1,000 of those and 1,000 rye. There. Now I have pretty much all of my stuff set up. And I mean, my people need to go get all the things, so like the sunflowers and the rye, but as you can see, my animals aren't starving. So it is important to actually read your, I guess, notifications because it may say sunflowers, but they're not starving. You do have to pay attention to them because I have seen it where I bought new ostriches and for whatever reason they just decided not to feed them. Lazy workers. And I had them starve to death. I was very upset because it's not that I didn't have food, it's that they didn't want to feed the new ostriches. Lazy. Fortunately, I have not had that problem this time, and all of my ostriches are appropriately being fed. Alright, so for my own convenience, I haven't had anything break down, and my ostriches are fine, but I went ahead and built a vet clinic and a mechanic clinic. The mechanic will go ahead and fix, they'll repair all my equipment if it dies, and the vet will take care of my animals if they get sick. That doesn't mean it's free. I have to pay every month for these buildings, but it means that they will just automatically be taken care of and I don't have to find that broken tractor somewhere. So it's convenience. I like convenience. And now we are still waiting for crops. And it looks like we have somewhere between 49 and 16 days left. Alright, we have finally started the harvest. And while I was busy ignoring my game and playing on my phone, I managed to get all the sorghum I needed. Yay! So now it's, looks like we're doing, it's barley? I think it's barley. It's barley or rye. They look kind of similar. Barley. And we will soon be done. That's it. At this point, a lot of it is just a waiting game. But for whatever reason, I find this game very soothing. It is just a matter of relaxing and watching my critters and the farm equipment. And I like it. To me, this is just, it's a relaxing, fun game that lets me do what I want to do. I could have made this harder by not doing all the animals or whatnot, but this method really worked for me, and I hope it works for you as well if you decide to use it. If not, I hope you just enjoyed watching the little farm equipments move around after I finally got them. So, I will let you enjoy the rest of the farming and the completion of this scenario. And we're on the home stretch. We almost have all of our wheat harvested. And we're winning the scenario. Yay! Hope you all have a great day.